Hey there, it's Lauren. Today I'm going to share a quick core focused workout using only your foam roller as a prop. That's right, you can use your foam roller to work out, not just to roll out your sore and achy muscles. So, a foam roller is all you need. You will need a full length roller to do this full workout rather than a small half-sized one. I'm going to start with it laying the length of my mat, and then I'm going to lay down on it with my butt on one side and my head on the other. So once you're here laying down on your back, you should feel the roller being connected to your spine. And we're going to start taking a few deep breaths here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now you can keep your arms on the ground while you do this to help you with balance. If you want to challenge yourself, you're going to let yourself come up onto your fingertips without your forearms resting on the ground. And then you can make this even harder by lifting your hands, and you can either put them on your belly or reach them up to the ceiling. And I'll give you those options as we're going through. But the easiest way to keep your balance is going to be to keep your arms all the way flat. And it is better to stay balanced and not feel like you're falling off the roller all the time, right? So if you're constantly like catching yourself, make it less hard. So I'm going to start here with one leg up. And as I exhale, I'm putting my foot down and switching to the other side. So again here, you can be all the way down, you can be up on your fingertips, or if you want to challenge yourself, you can try doing it with your arms up. I'm going to do one more on each side of these. And as I do this, I'm keeping everything still. And with the roller, you have a lot more awareness of what's going on with your spine and your pelvis. So now, keeping one leg up, I'm going to exhale that leg straight and inhale it back. So while I'm doing this, I'm working to keep my hip bones pointing up to the ceiling and not hiking from side to side. Again, you're going to get a lot more feedback doing this on the roller. You're going to be able to feel your body trying to do that a little bit more. I'm going to do one more on this side. I'm going to put that foot down. I'm going to switch sides. Exhale it out. Inhale it back. Pay attention to your neck and shoulders, keeping tension out of them. You might feel like clenching your neck is helping you keep your balance, but it's really not. And also pay attention to your ribs. Again, with the feedback from the roller, you're going to notice if they're really trying to pop up. We're trying to keep the back of the ribs connected towards the roller. And do one more here. And then I'm going to bring that leg down. And I'm going to reach my arms up. So first, I'm just going to let my shoulder blades slide on my back. So they're sliding up into protraction, sliding back towards retraction, and I can really feel my shoulder blades slide around the roller. Now when I'm reaching my arms up, I'm trying not to let my shoulders hike up by my ears. I'm trying to keep space at my neck and push my shoulder blades up using my armpit. So then I'm going to reach my hands up, thinking about that same pressing up from my armpit, and I'm going to reach my arms back, trying to keep the base of my ribs connected to the roller. My hands should not touch the floor. Inhale them back up. I'm keeping my elbows straight. I'm keeping my palms facing in. And again, I'm trying to keep my ribs connected to the roller. I'm going to do one more like this. And then I'm going to keep my arms straight up to the ceiling, and I'm going to open one arm out to the side like a T and back up. And then I'm going to open the other arm. Now this movement is a little more challenging on the roller because we're bringing more weight onto one side, which is going to make us want to twist. So that opposite side of your waist has to work really hard. So if my left arm is out, my right side of my waist is working, and vice versa. Here goes my right arm. This side of my waist has to work really hard to keep me from twisting. So now I'm going to combine a couple of these movements. So I can keep both arms up for extra balance challenge, or I can put one arm down and I'm going to lift my opposite leg. And now we're going to do our dead bug pattern. One arm reaching by the ear, opposite leg reaching away, and draw them back. Try to keep your hand light, or you can try it with both arms up. I'm going to do one more like this, and then I'm going to switch sides. So again, when you go to that other side, you can always drop your arm. Far better to do this motion fully and stably than to be constantly trying to catch yourself. Or you can try a little extra balance. I'm going to do one more. Now I'm going to go back to that first side. And now my leg's going to keep doing the same thing, but my arm is opening out like a T. So now it's a balance challenge and a coordination challenge. Woo, fun stuff. We're going to do 4. Woof. It's tricky. And switch sides. Keep that arm active, thinking about reaching out through your fingertips. I'll do 2 more. And down, and then I'm going to do a few curl ups. So I'm going to keep my arms up. I'm going to nod my chin without lifting my head up. And then I'm going to imagine somebody standing in front of me. I'm trying to reach my arms to them. And down. And again, nod the chin, reach through your fingertips. One more time like that, and then we're going to mix it up a little bit. So I'm going to keep one arm up. I'm going to put one hand behind my head, and now I'm going to do a twist. So now somebody is standing outside of my left foot. I'm curling up and reaching. Getting a little more oblique action here. I'm really thinking about reaching out through my arm like I'm trying to grab someone's hand. And then I'm going to switch. Exhale as you twist. Or not, just breathe. That's the most important thing. Last one. And then I'm going to put my fingertips on the ground. I'm going to do that same curl up motion. And I can help myself come all the way up to sit. So now I'm going to take the roller out from under my back, and I'm going to put it under my knees and lay down. From here, I'm going to lift up my butt, roll the roller until it's supporting my pelvis, and lift my legs up into my chest. So here, you'll know that you're in the right position if you feel like the roller is helping to support you in a little bit of a tuck. So it's helping me be here rather than letting my butt kind of hang off the back. So from here, I'm thinking about pulling my ribs and hips together, tightening my belly. My neck stays relaxed. My arms can be kind of pressing down onto the roller, or they can be straight out to the side, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Again, you can increase challenge a little bit by playing with your arm position. It's not going to be quite as much of a challenge as doing it with the roller along your spine, but it will change it a little bit. And from here, we're going to go back to toe taps. So I'm going to take my legs into tabletop, so knees over my hips, shins parallel to the ground. But now I have to really reach to find the ground, and I'm finding some stretch through my quads when I do that. I also have to work really hard to keep my back from lifting to find the ground, right? So I don't want the roller to move. I want to deepen this curl, so I'm thinking about pulling my pubic bone towards my ribs to resist my leg reaching towards the ground. Now, I don't know about you, my quads and hip flexors are pretty tight. So this is something that I really feel. It's a struggle for me, but that means that it's all the more important for me to work on it. And I'm really feeling the back of my leg working to help pull my leg to the ground. And that is a good thing to feel. So you can actively think about trying to turn those muscles on the back of your leg to pull your leg farther down. I'm going to do one more on each side. And then I'm going to take both my legs up to the ceiling. I've got active knees here. If you need to let your legs be a little bent, that's fine. Just get them as straight as you can. And then we're going to do a little scissor pattern. So I'm letting my straight leg or my top leg come closer to my body as my legs scissor. And I'm really thinking about reaching my legs as far away from each other as they can get. So this leg isn't just hanging out, it's doing something. It's pulling in, I'm getting more hamstring stretch there. Again, upper body should be pretty chill. If you're feeling a lot of tension here, you can think about reaching your hands away, gently pressing them down into the roller to help get some of that tension out of your neck and shoulders. And then we're going to switch this up. We're going to start doing a bicycle. So it starts the same with this scissor. When my leg is as low as it's going to go, without letting my thigh lift, I'm going to let my knee bend, hopefully till my toe finds the ground, and then my legs switch. Reach for the ground and switch. I'm also pulling my knee all the way in to extend it. So this is a really big motion. And again, getting that stretch through the quad, getting a lot of activation in the hamstring. When my leg is reaching down, when my leg is up, I'm getting a lot of stretch through the hamstring. So this is a great exercise to warm up the fronts and backs of your legs. I'm going to do one more with each leg. And then, with my legs straight up, we're going to do one last thing here on the back. It's a little challenging. I'll give you some options. So we're going to start with exhaling and lowering the legs. Now, as I lower my legs down, I'm thinking about resisting through my pubic bone. So I'm trying to curl to support the weight of my legs. I'm keeping my abs tight. I'm not letting them pooch out and bulge. So I'm thinking about my belly button tightening and pulling up towards my ribs. I'm trying to get my legs low enough that I can feel the backs of my legs turn on. If you can't get them that low, that's fine. Just take them as far as you can, keeping good abdominal engagement. But think about when we were doing our bicycle, there came a point where you could really feel the back of your leg. We're trying to find that same place here with our legs straight. Squeeze them together. Stay active through your knees and toes. So once that's feeling good, we're going to add on. My legs are going to lower down. When they go as low as they can go, I'm going to externally rotate. So turning out, and then I'm going to let my legs sweep out to find a straddle, and then they're going to come back together. I'm going to scooch over just a little bit so I don't kick the wall. So exhale, legs lower down, externally rotate before you separate them, and then they sweep around and come together. Work in a range of motion where you have control here, right? So if this is hurting your hips, maybe reduce your range. Also really think about that turnout and how the turnout is pulling your legs up. We can also reverse this. So starting with my legs pointing straight up, I'm going to open them up to the side and allow them to turn out. Keep the turnout as they come together and then take them back to parallel. You can also turn them out when they're at the top. So same pattern, turn them all the way out and then open, sweep them together in turnout and draw them back to parallel. Let's do one more in this direction. And then I'm going to tuck my knees all the way into my chest, take a couple deep breaths. Your rock from side to side here can feel kind of nice. Or taking your legs to tabletop and doing this kind of twist can feel good on the back of the pelvis. And then I am going to put my feet down and get the roller out from under, and we're going to roll all the way over onto our bellies. I'm going to put the roller at the head of my mat, so when I lay down on my stomach, it's going to be over my head, and I'm going to place my forearms on the roller at about my elbows. So it's on my forearm side of my elbows. My head is hanging down. I'm not trying to force it down to the ground. I want it to just be kind of neutral with my ears between my shoulders. I'm thinking about lifting my belly button up and trying to let my pubic bone rest down. So there's that little bit of a feeling of tuck. And I'm reaching through my legs. My legs are active. I am not clenching my butt as hard as I can. There's just a little bit of work there in the backs of my legs. Now I'm going to start by just sliding my shoulder blades down my back. See how the roller responds to that. So just a couple of slides up and down, keeping that connection through the belly. And then I'm going to slide and push into my arms. And I'm going to allow that to lift me up just as high as is comfortable for you. Make sure your neck is relaxed, shoulders are down, and let yourself slide back down. Now you can always adjust how close or far the roller is. If that felt really hard, you might reach it closer to your hands, so you have a slightly less extreme angle. That is totally okay. You do it in the way that works for your body. You can also have your arms more open. If you're a little bit limited in your mobility in your shoulders, having a wider angle will make this a little bit easier for you. So totally play around with it and figure out what feels better. But things that are important are that your elbows stay straight, that you're trying to turn your elbows and armpits down rather than letting them roll open like this, and that your palms are facing in, right? So if your hands are down, it's a lot easier for your shoulders and elbows to find that turning out, and we want to be turning in. So I'm going to do a couple more like this, and I'm really thinking about resisting through my belly because I want my upper back to be doing the work here, not my low back. So my low back looks a little more like this. And I really feel this strongly in my low back. My butt's super relaxed, and that is part of what put it in my low back. And that feels really uncomfortable for me. So I'm thinking about tucking under, like my pubic bone is pressing onto the ground, lifting up through my belly. And then as my body comes up, I'm resisting through my belly. I'm trying to stay in a tuck. And that's what's allowing me to put it into my upper back. So now, increase challenge. If you want, can you do this with one arm? So one arm lifts and down. And the other side. So it's going to be easier to lose track of what's happening through your abdominals here. So make this a smaller motion. Try to keep checking in, keeping tension out of the neck and shoulders. This should be the back of your arm, the side of your body, the middle of your back, but not your neck and shoulders. I'm going to do one more. And then I'm going to get that roller out of the way and sit in a child's pose. Take a couple deep breaths. Think about relaxing your low back, breathing into your ribs. One more time. And that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this little movement snack. It's a nice way to bring a little bit of movement and mobility to your day that's not super time consuming. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.